Good afternoon, and thank you for making time to join this call. My name is Ukemel Akana, Media and Communications Lead here at PENOP, Pension Fund Operators Association of Nigeria. Okay, so today we have two beautiful women in the house. Thank you so much for making time to join this call. Basically, this session is for us to share on our perspective, our experiences as women in the pension industry and as leaders in the pension sector. This is leading up to International Women's Day coming up on the 8th of March. International Women's Day is a global celebration of women's achievements, be it socioeconomic achievements, political or cultural. So we're just having this session to hear from you and your experiences, and maybe somebody else watching this might learn from you. So I'm going to allow you to introduce yourselves rather. So please, can we start with Igho? Please, can you introduce yourself, what you do in the pension sector, where you serve?
Okay. My name is Oghenekaro. I work with Nigerian Agip CPFA Limited. I'm seconded there from Nigerian Agip oil company, one of the ENI subsidiaries in Nigeria, and I have worked doing NSPFA since inception of the Pension Reform Act. Okay, the Pension Reform Act started in 2004, but NSPFA, before NSPFA started, I had joined the pension function with my other function in the ENI subsidiary, Nigerian Agip Oil Company Limited. So of course, when the Pension Reform Act was enacted and pension licenses were granted to operators, I just moved into the pension space. And of course, originally when I was there, I didn't go there as a chief executive. I went there as a senior level person. And of course, over time, I grew, and one day I became the chief executive officer. It was a process.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining today. Nike, please, can we hear from you? Can you introduce yourself?
Thank you, and good afternoon, ladies. My name is Nike Bajomo. I work with Stanbic IBTC Pension Managers Limited. I am responsible for Business Development Directorate, and I've been with Stanbic for 13.5 years.
Thank you for joining. So today we're just going to try to keep this conversation straight to the point, short, share your experiences, your lessons, and all of that. So I'm going to go into my first question. When we talk about women and women in the society, we like to talk about gender equality. So my first question to you today is, do you believe in gender equality? Nika, let me hear from you first. Do you believe in gender equality?
Certainly, I believe in gender equality. I think we live in a society where, and I don't think it's just our society as in Africa or Nigeria, across the world, we live in a society, people just think women, quote unquote, are second class or second rated citizens. You are the weaker sex. For some other people, you can't think at the same level as men. People don't want to regard or women when they do accomplish or feats that ordinarily they thought was in a man's world. And I know that International Women's Day is certainly over 100 years old. I think the first one was in 1911. And I think we have made significant progress, even though, if you ask me, not as much as I would have liked. 100 years is the entire century. But there's a general acceptance now that there's need to focus, there's need to call out, if you like, what I'll call bad behavior, So I don't know that there's any profession a man has succeeded in. I won't mention women that have also succeeded in it. So I do believe in gender equality. And I think we should promote this even more. It shouldn't take another 100 years to have another 15 presidents or, people, women in such positions. We should call it out a bit more and support one another.
Thank you. Well said. Igho, please, can we hear from you? Do you believe in gender equality?
Yes, I believe in gender equality. You have to look at it at different perspectives. If you look at it from the home perspective, of course, different genders are created to occupy different roles at home. And as long as we occupy the roles that God have defined for us in the home space, I mean, there will be no quarrel, everything will work smoothly. Then in the workspace, I mean, I strongly believe in gender equalities because I think in the workspace, all men, whether men or women, they're all equal. Everybody should be given equal opportunities, equal responsibilities, and then things should not be given to people based on whether they're women or they're men. We should all have equal opportunities in the workspace.
I completely agree, especially in the workspace. I completely agree. Okay, so Igor, you're the CEO of your company, CEO and managing director. Typically, you would hear this role should be filled by a man, or when you think CEO or managing director, you just think a man. So my next question to both of you would be, when you've assumed this role as CEO, as executive director, in the case of Nike right now, how was it easy for you? If people think you can handle it, other people in the company, they think a woman will be able to handle that role effectively. Let me hear from you, Igor. How was it? First year as the managing director.
For me, first year as the managing director, I'm not sure I had any challenges because even before I became the CEO, I worked very closely with the CEO. I took a lot of responsibilities. So, I mean, making me the CEO was not, I mean, I wasn't made the CEO because I was a woman. I was made the CEO because of my performance and the fact that they trusted in my abilities to deliver.
So you were
so it was
prepared
not
to take on the role.
Yes, I was prepared to take on the role.
Yes, okay, preparation. Okay, Nike, how was it for you, executive director at Stanbic? Stanbic Pensions, how was it for you the first year?
First of all, I think that I'm just like Igor. I think I've been a bit lucky. I work in an institution where gender equality is promoted, is advocated, as in we work assiduously to ensure that we're encouraging women to take up significant roles or prepare them for those roles. I do not know that growing in Stanbic was taking me there somehow, but when it did happen, I think that's about 4 years ago now, it was a pleasant surprise. And it just, how I say, reinstated my confidence in the organization I work for, that they do indeed walk their talk. I mean, Shola Deborah, who was our former CEO, she's gone on to Standard Bank Africa and come back as chairman of the bank, is a shining example. And over the years, we've seen that lots of women have been supported and promoted in that way. So it wasn't difficult. If anything, I think I was a bit shocked. I think I wasn't expecting it at the time, and everybody rallied around to help me settle in properly. I got support from all quarters, from my colleagues, from my seniors, from my subordinates. It was, so it's been a jolly ride. Let me put it that way. I mean, I don't feel as if I'm a woman or certain things are not expected of me. We just work in Stanbic as, the gender, we are blind to gender. Let me put it that way.